stream is back up, I believe.
All right. Okay, we're back. All right, sorry for that. Somebody, Hong Kong internet, right? Am I right?
Yep.
But yeah, let's just move on because we do have game one ready between Watchdogs and Stray Wolves. This is going to be huge, right? First team, the team will get their first defeat. So, right. Oh, I'm so excited, lads.
Yeah, so am I. Honestly, I'm so excited to see who does end up getting the victory here. I mean, I'm looking over at the stream right now, and it seems that there is level 1 shenanigans going through. They are trying to get deep vision down over at the top, at the red side, so this is going to be, that's good vision over the early game.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 shenanigans is to be expected from two teams like this. They know where to put wards, they know where people are going to bunch up, and they definitely want to look to get, an advantage early, right? Everybody wants that early advantage. Even if it's just, a CS or two, right? That's going to give them, potentially what's needed to transition into a win, right?
I mean, look at the
start. Yeah.
standard starts here. Both junglers starting at the same side, and there you go, the classic Azir start where you just put down a soldier. Oh, billow taking too much in that trade, though. But yeah, that is very classic Azir start where you just
that's the most instant caster curse I've ever seen in my life.
That's not, that champion is not meta anymore. I mean, we've not seen Azir in the meta as for solo queue for a long time, but that is how you typically want to start your Azir games. You see here that he is setting up a push, because that is the ability of Azir. You want to put down that soldier at the back line, at those three caster minions to just dwindle that down in the early game and get that early push, and then help this Trundle in the early scuttle crabs, get around the map easier. DisasterMonkey punishing early on the Gwen here, so that's something that's really good. But again, KAIRU does have Calibrum and Severum in the early game, so that's going to be very good for sustain and very good for poke against this Zeri, who, is probably going to be zoned out. And this is exactly why you want to get that shove early as billow on the Azir. It's because you get that vision early. But again, with the early shove from DisasterMonkey, that is kind of countered here, because now there's someone else who can respond. Yes, sure, it's not going to be teanivia, but DisasterMonkey is going to be able to respond here. But instead, they are going for this level 3 cheese gang over the Aphelios. They know that this is the person they need to go for.
Yeah, clutching in. Zenith Blade does not connect, but they're stepping forward. Lee Sin is around, trying to get the slow, but it looks like Aphelios will manage to escape that entire situation. That is a little bit of a misplay there. It does miss out. Wukong going forward now. I believe this is just going to be a trade, but, very aggressively trading here. Actually, this could transition into a kill. Does flash available. Does flash forward now and gets the first blood. Huge first blood from this Wukong onto the Gwen. Gwen getting punished for not having flash there and popping the ghost maybe just a second too late.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen not really respecting the Wukong damage here in the early game. Yes, that is very, very surprising. The failed early attempt at a gank there. They are converging on this Lee Sin over at the Raptors camp. Yes, this camp
they couldn't go for this. Yumi's already here, having to flash away now. We do see the Trundle stepping forward, but he was feared by that Vex. So I believe if that fear did not come through, Lee Sin probably would have gotten caught up there.
Yeah, I mean, billow does not have mana to stay up in this lane. Now Zegion is caught out.
Now gets the slow, trying to go for this Trundle, getting a huge flash, but flashing forward. I don't know if you caught that, but there was a flash W fear from that Vex. They're going to chase after the Azir now. Will they go for this? No, they do not elect to chase for it any further, but that was a huge play to get a return onto this jungle.
Big play over by Watchdogs there. I mean, good roam coming out from Lazerue there, and again, this is exactly what we expect, right? Lazerue now has that Leona, has the ability to roam, but you know what's actually insane there is that Yummi had the first roam there actually on the Lee Sin, and that's something that we don't often see. Human 100 getting poked out here of EXP range, but Lazerue is here. They can definitely take this, but Lazerue is on a ward, and there you go. Gravitum is available now. But just look at that combo.
So much damage,
yeah, that's actually going to be a lot of damage coming through from the side of KAIRU here.
Going in with a great stun onto Aphelios. Aphelios now going aggressive onto Zeri. Gets that root. Zeri living with just a sliver of HP, and that was almost a huge turn by KAIRU on to the bot lane of Watchdogs.
Yeah, I mean they understand that there's no heal on this bot lane, and there's no flash. I mean, there's no flash, only a cleanse. Respecting, actually holding the cleanse the whole time. Billow still no mana to stay in this lane, and is just going to get forced out of this lane to take a bad recall here. If not, is just going to be is just going to be pushed in here and gives teanivia a really good back timing if teanivia can shove this wave on the Vex. But again, if you look over the CS department, that's exactly why that's exactly what Aphelios can do in the early game. With this back, this does allow Billow to go back and get a reset with having to expend TP here just not to miss any EXP. But if you look over at the CS department, yep, there it is, a big CS difference over by the 280 carries, because again the Calibrum is very important in the early game, that extra range you get. But they're
going in, they are going for the Gwen here. Gwen not electing to go backwards, does not have anything here. Second cast of Cyclone, knocking him upwards again, and it's not enough. Another kill going down to this top laner.
Yeah, really, not right now. This is not Gwen's strong point. This early game is not exactly where you want to be doing these plays as Gwen. Sure, you got the early shove. Sure, you got the level 1 strat going for you, but there is no flash at teanivia here. They could try to look for something, but again, teanivia just looks to
trying to go for this flash going in. Great shuffle now. They're going for this Vex. Vex trying to go in with her ultimate as well. Now they get the kill onto the Azir. Are they going to go look for the reset? Does have the R2 to go back onto, trying to build that fear, I believe. And yes, they're still fighting this Trundle. Trundle trying to chase out the Vex, but Vex now getting some autos in, and looks like Trundle is going to fall here. And that is a great turn from this Watchdogs jungle mid duo.
Oh,
Wukong is around, could look for something, but does not have ultimate, does not have Cyclone or Flash here, so I don't think he can get much. And that is a great turn. The Vex now 3-0.
yeah, that's not looking good for Stray Wolves here. Your main carry, yeah, I mean, one of your main carries in the late game is going to be this Azir, who does scale properly, really well in teamfights. We saw the ability of the Shurima Shuffle, taking advantage of the no flash there. But again, great understanding by Kev, knowing that, okay, my mid laner has no flash, and I should probably stay around, because they could look to punish that, because they definitely have an idea about this. I mean, now Gwen is level 6, has that needlework, has the ability to go. There's still no flash on.
Oh, trying to go in. It's a cleanse from the Aphelios, blowing that cleanse now. Aphelios trying to turn the fight. Leona still getting auto down by this Aphelios. Aphelios has red-white. Exactly. Ignite ticking down, but it's not enough to take down anybody. Trundle is around, but it doesn't look like they're going for the turn. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Zegion could try to look for something here, but instead they are separated, and it doesn't seem like anyone's gonna get caught out here. Again, yes, as in that fight, red-white was activated. Everyone's most common understanding of the combos there. But yeah, if you look over the gold, Kev actually ahead of Zegion by 300 gold. That's boots in the early game. That's actually how fast. That's a big difference on how you can get around in the map, but it doesn't seem like there is boots on both junglers. But he's level 6
is spotted out here. They are probably going to go for this great kick into the Zeri, and now they're going to have to fight this. Aphelios is around. Yummi going on to onto the Trundle now, and this is going to be a big fight. Vex is now around as well, getting that engage onto Aphelios, and Aphelios going down once again. Azir is around, does have the Emperor's Divide available, but great
Zeri,
W coming in from the Zeri, great slow. Zeri going in. Now we have a flash coming out from the Trundle. It's Vex going in, but Emperor's Divide to disengage. We do have the Zeri going forward, flashing forward, trying to get something here, but the range is not enough, and there is just movement speed. Getting W, but it does not connect. Will they look to turn? No, they will not. They could look to take this out though. Yummi, Trundle still around. They are looking. There is a sweeper here, and they are warded off this jungle. That is a great jungle turn, and a huge kick coming in from this Lee Sin.
That is a rare occasion, and where we see KAIRU kind of being too aggressive in early game in a champion that he knows that he can definitely just scale on the Aphelios. So KAIRU misstepping there, not knowing that there was going to be a response. But that's this. Yeah, they're still abusing the fact that KAIRU has no flash. They have the timer on this flash. They're abusing it. They're not letting KAIRU get any EXP for free. There's going to be a huge wave here that, yes, KAIRU can catch. But again, if you this is just great understanding from Kev right now. Kev is running the show in this early game. 0-4 has fed this. Has fed teanivia on the Vex insanely well. They are fighting.
Trundle is around. They could look for something here. So much damage coming out from the Vex, though. Does have the fear available. Will she look for something here? No, does not elect to use that Shadow Surge. But do you see that damage? Azir is supposed to be the one poking her out, but Vex just bringing her down to nothing. And roaming Yummi. You'll love to see it.
Roaming Yummi. This is exactly the. I mean, this is what Talius is actually really good at, right? Like the roam timings and everything. It's not like it's a random, really random roam. They do have the ability to get this Herald because of that pressure they have over at the top side. But again, this is Gwen. Gwen is gonna be scaling the late game. Gwen is gonna be immune regardless later on in the stages of this game. But what we really need to pay attention to is if teanivia can keep punishing billow and not allow billow to get to that late game power spike where KAIRU is going to be at the same time as as billow at that time where both carriers are expected to be ahead and everything like that. Herald does go down here because of that top side pressure, but again, there is flash now on KAIRU. They are going to be playing this a little bit safe.
Chat is requesting you to look at the ADCS gap. There is almost 40 gap here. Oh, they are looking for engage onto the Gwen though. Trundle is around. He's trying to bait this out. Does have Cyclone available. First cast being used here. Great pillar to push her back. Another knockup coming in, and Gwen surviving with a sliver of health, but it's not enough to take out the him out. But a solo kill happening in the mid lane. As this top laner is getting fed, so is the mid laner of Watchdogs in return.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is what we really do expect. This is going to be very big for Stray Wolves because that's your early game engage. 2 Shack Pack is very much fed here. If they do get the first turret gold here, that's going to be a lot of gold in the pockets of this Wukong. Again, yes, there is an 80 carry CS gap there, but again, that is Zeri Aphelios who can definitely poke out that who has an easier time farming actually because of that. There you go, the Infernum Gravitum combo that basically means you shouldn't miss CS as Aphelios. Aphelios is basically like Aurelia Q. It's super hard to miss CS on Aphelios, especially if you have like Calibrum early game and then you just switch out Calibrum for like Gravitum immediately. That's just really hard to miss. And Zeri, on the other hand, is a really hard champion to pilot in the early game. And not electing to go for a call here does miss out a little bit on that farming lane because they knew that they weren't going to be a farming lane. They knew that they were trying to be a kill lane, but instead that kill lane, getting poked out and having to recall in worse timings than KAIRU here does punish them a little bit in the CS department. And now because of the pressure, as you can see, Aphelios with the blue gun, they just get this free dragon. HEXTECH Drake is given over to them. This does indicate that it is going to be an Infernal Soul, so very important for KAIRU and the squad to secure this.
Either team really, right? Whoever gets to stack these Infernal Drakes, obviously each team has 1 Drake apiece, but obviously the Drake is more defensive on the side of Watchdogs with that Mountain and more offensive with that HEXTECH for Stray Wolves. But whoever gets to secure these 3 going into Infernal Soul is going to be dealing a lot of damage, and both teams are going to want this. Wukong going forward now, trying to go onto this Gwen, and just a standard trade. It did look like an engage, did have that Cyclone available, and probably could have gone for the solo kill there, but okay. This is okay. This is getting really fishy. Oh, the Emperor's Vibe does not hit, and Shadow Surge going in and another kill. Great flash onto the Trundle here. CC chain from the Leona, just not allowing him to do anything and getting that kill, managing to live with a sliver of HP, and that was a huge turn and a botched Emperor's Divide. We do have a Wukong coming in. Shadow Surge recast being used there just to ward him away, letting him know we know you're there. And oh, what a play by this Watchdogs. Again, this mid jungle duo has been insane for this Watchdog squad, showing that they, showing the reason why they are undefeated.
Yep, Kev is playing out of his mind on the Lee Sin right now, reminding us why he is the MVP of last tournament. And yes, sure, 6-0-1 is this teanivia on the Vex, but Kev's kicks has been absolutely bonkers. Zeri could get caught out here. This is the ketchup and mustard combo here, and they do not go for it. I mean, this is his favorite condiment. His favorite combo, especially in lane. This is what you want to go for. But later in team fights, you kind of want to have that Infernum, Chakram, all that and everything like that for those team fights, for that flamethrower ultimate and everything. Zegion is around here, knowing that, yes, my win condition right now is this 137 CS Aphelios. Let's try to get more gold on this. There is going to be a ward there. They're not going to spot that. So
That observer flame though, damn. Like,
yeah,
okay,
that's
it's just out of range. Relax.
yeah, it's still not spotted after even moving a little bit. They can just choose to play this safe. They're just definitely just covering for KAIRU here to slowly push this wave and try not to go for any insane shenanigans. They finally do spot this, and oh,
Oh,
Shadow
the
Surge over
pressure
mid lane.
going in onto the Trundle. Trundle manages to escape, however, or sorry, onto the
Or
Wukong.
bot.
But yeah, I mean, there are multiple members they want to look to shut down the Zeri. They know what kind of threat Zeri is going to be in the late game. There is a wave here. They could look for something. Plating is not up. Will we see an engage here? No members of of Watchdogs around to stop and dive, but it looks like they're backing off as you're moving back mid. Wukong going back top. And yeah, it looked like something. I'll give it that.
This is honestly a very normal matchup right now going around the map. Zegion has spent so much time here. This should pay off very, very soon. There is oh, it's spotted finally. Kev is here now though.
Trundle getting caught out by the solar flare there. Lee Sin going in now, trying to get a kick, but there is a kill coming in from the Aphelios. We do see the Zeri doing a lot of damage, however. Aphelios still alive, but Lee Sin going back in, cleanse now used, but Aphelios falling to the Lee Sin. Trundle now falling as well to the Vex, and Vex is here, finally gonna pick up a last kill onto the Yummi, and Zeri secures it. We do see the Azir around, does have that Emperor's Divide available, but it might be a little bit too late. Could look to disengage here, but will they look for the dive? Does have the Shadow Surge recast available. This Vex could look for something, but he decides to give it up and let the tower fall into the hands of Watchdogs.
I really am so amazed by Kev right now. I don't know if you saw that, but instead of going in with the resonating strike immediately, he waited for the Aphelios guns to turn out because Chakram was running out. So basically, White had a lot of stacks, but White was running out, and it turned to purple. And when it turned to purple, as you can see, it's full bar right there. Kev immediately goes in, and since the Chakrams disappeared, no more DPS there. Kev is just playing out of his mind right now on this Lee Sin. So yes, they do shut down. They do slow down this scaling a little bit. Gale Force is completed by KAIRU. I mean, if you look over the 80k gold, it's just 200 difference, even though there is a 40 CS gap, but that is because of all the kills and assists going over to Human 100. And again, in terms of objectives, this Trundle is spotted here. The team is converging onto this Rift Herald. We're gonna probably see another big fight here.
Yeah, we could look for something here. This is multiple members of both teams. They are looking for something here. Shadow Surge going in, going onto the Wukong, having to flash away now. Yeah, great flash forward, first cast used here. We do see all members here. Great Emperor's Divide, catching out the Vex. Vex getting shut down by the Aphelios here, but they're on to the Aphelios now. Leona getting taken down by the Azir. That was a little bit of a hasty engage. Not everyone is there. They're chasing down this Zeri. Zeri now falls once again, and Aphelios getting 2 kills there. Will they go for this? Oh, but as a happening, Gwen fighting off multiple members here, going for this Azir, trying to get that damage off, but it's not enough. Does not get the auto. She hides in the bush and is slain by the Trundle. They were looking for the dive onto the Lee Sin, but Lee Sin manages to live with his life, and a great team fight from Stray Wolves.
Big turnaround, and the gold goes on to the Moon Boy, and the Moon Boy gets all of that. Yes, this does mean that this turret is probably going to fall. It's not going to be those, trademark 20-minute games that we're going to see. The second Herald is finally used here. It does go down immediately, but this does mean a free dragon. A little bit of, I think, a miscommunication there coming out from Watchdogs. A very rare sighting there where teanivia just goes all in without having any way to escape. And in the end, I guess not just having enough vision there. I don't think they knew that 2-Shack Pack was there, and in the end, they just kind of got caught in the middle of the cyclone, and everyone just got obliterated. And after the end of that fight, Lord Dominic's just completed by KAIRU. This is gonna be big. So as we talked about, how KAIRU just got slowed down a little bit by that gank over the bot lane, KAIRU is back on pace to carry this game in the late game. Again, this is a Zeri. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch pro play. If you look at that, if you look over at that gold swing, that's pretty huge there, because that was at least a solid 3k gold lead. But again, if you watch pro play recently, you saw this Zeri single-handedly carry a game. Fnatic versus Vitality, we saw Zeri just pop off there. Again, with the right champions and the right positioning, they're definitely just going to win. But again, in that fight, we saw their perfect guns, Gravitum, Infernum in that fight, if I believe, remember correctly, and using the Gravitum ult to just lock down Zeri there. So that's exactly why, you know, people don't really appreciate Gravitum, the purple gun, all that much, especially because of the pick potential of Aphelios. It's actually pretty insane. That's really long range, and that root is also very long range as well. So that's very, very important. And now, with Moonlight Vigil up and ready here, this is going to be very important. Yes, there's no big objectives up other than Baron right now, so it's just going to be a contest for Vision. But again, sure, Kev is 1-0-8, but in this game now, the subjugate on Zegion is going to be more important, and that's why actually Lazerue did get melted in that fight as well. That subjugate basically made Leona paper. Oh, they're
looking for this. They are going onto the Leona here. Leona gets knocked up here. Multiple people having to flash away now. Leona is going to get locked down here. Does get taken down. Kill going over to the Aphelios, and they manage that. Wukong by himself just chasing off the other members of Watchdogs. Great take, as well as taking away the red buff. Something huge that Zeri very desperately needed.
And again, big kill over onto the Aphelios here. This is two big guns and two great guns for stacking right now. It's red, green. The turrets is just going to unleash stack. This is going to be very hard to fight against this Aphelios. I mean, yes, the guns are going away now, but if you do manage to keep this here,
the steal is manages to steal it, gets it away. The Wukong is a little bit too late here, and Vex going in as well, manages to take out the Aphelios now, and they're trying to fight this. Gwen is on to that Wukong there. Azir now falling. We do have the Yummi and Trundle still alive, but Yummi falling and Trundle falling there. As that happened, we did see Zeri get taken out by Two-Shock Pack onto the side, but it doesn't matter. They steal the Baron, and they manage to have members alive with it. What a turnaround from Watchdogs.
What a steal from Kev, and Kev is playing out of his mind right now. Actually, that engage was super surprising. Aphelios just disappeared. Aphelios had two big items there, just got like 4 kills in a row, and suddenly the team just evaporated. This is the Watchdog special. Their team fighting is out of this world, and now they're just engaging again.
Yeah, they do get this. They do have that does have that Cyclone Teleport now being used here aggressively, going in with that second charge. They are going to chase after this Vex. Now going in, Azir trying to get something here, but this this Vex is just insane. We do see Leona get locked down here, so Leona will be traded. Aphelios flashing forward probably to get the to the Vex here. Vex is really low, but Gwen is warding this off. We do have the Zeri around as well, but great kick coming in from Lee Sin. A little bit too late though, and we see Aphelios just doing so much damage, getting that first kill onto the Vex, getting that second kill onto Zeri. Lee Sin trying to get something in return, but Trundle getting these kills, and they're going to fall in this mid lane, losing that Baron buff that they worked so hard to get.
I mean, they still have it on no members anymore, if I'm correct here. I don't think DisasterMonkey has it, right? Does DisasterMonkey have the Baron buff?
I think so. He was alive. Yeah, he was alive. He was alive.
Yeah. Okay.
He lived. So they have one.
But again, 55 seconds to the next dragon fight here. Every member will be up, but this does allow them to be the one at the first step. It's like every team fight is just giving Aphelios like some time to just get fed. Yes, sure, the Zeri is huge. I mean, this Zeri is getting huge. PD just completed, but I think with this recall, more components to the IE is going to be completed by this Aphelios. Just look at that. This is gonna be 600 gold away, and definitely has the possibility to just. I mean, there's no possibility now, I think, to get that. There is 30 seconds before the next dragon fight here. But the Zeri is going to pop off if they do get the big angle on the Aphelios again. Level 14 here to level 12 on the Azir. This is not what they prefer over the 80 carries. Oh, Kev is here.
Yeah, they are going for this Shadow Surge, going in onto the Azir. Azir getting popped so quickly in this fight. We do see the Shadow Surge coming in again for that second cast. And this Aphelios gets popped. Lee Sin going in now. Yummi is going to get taken down, and Trundle on the defensive here gets caught out once again. And what a huge catch from Watchdogs to secure the second Drake for themselves, and potentially even more.
You know, I was talking about how Azir has absolutely bad... I mean, Azir. KAIRU on the Aphelios has absolutely bad MR. He just disappeared in that fight. It wasn't even Vex. It was Gwen. It was an 0-4 Gwen, mind you, that did all of that damage. That's just Aphelios for you. I mean, you have a lot of damage. Again, they can't overstay their welcome again each time they get a big fight, and you know, give those big shutdowns over to this Aphelios, who, mind you, is still around should be less than 600 gold away from that Infinity Edge, and once that Infinity Edge is completed, that is going to be an absolute monster over at the AD carry. Kev could get caught out here.
Gets rooted here. Will so much damage coming out from the Aphelios. I mean, as you said, Aphelios does get melted, but look at him, he's melting as well. I mean, look at he has steel caps, but Aphelios is still doing that much damage, and obviously that's that LDR, and you know, looking on to that third item, looking to build into that eye edge, that's going to be even more. But another thing that has to be stated, this Vex's damage is absolutely insane as well. I mean, you saw that Azir. What, it was R1, R2, W, Q, and Azir was gone.
Yep, actually just gone. So this is it's just hard to play this, and if that Shadow Surge lands on KAIRU, you best know that KAIRU's just gonna get exploded. Especially look at those items: Rabadons, Ludens, and Shadow Flame with 10 stacks of Dark Seal with a stopwatch. So I mean, teanivia has the ability to be in stasis in the next team fight. 1 minute 20 for the next Baron. That's going to be very, very important and should decide who is going to take over the next few minutes of the map. Both teams 2-2 at Dragons, and there you go, eye edge completed. If you looked over the gold difference actually earlier that the broadcaster was showing,
I think you can see the Baron steal.
yeah, look at that. Like, just look at that.
I love these graphs, man. These graphs are so funny sometimes. Like, when you see the dips and you see little moments like that, you know exactly what point in the game that was.
Well, actually, as the broadcaster was showing over at the player gold earlier, that's a 3k, almost a 3k difference over at the AD carry. And you know what that 3k difference is? It's that full eye edge. It's that full eye edge difference, and that is because of that farm and those shutdown. Actually, it's not really mostly about the farm, because in the early game we saw that Zeri was definitely ahead. DisasterMonkey is going for this Wukong. Wukong
does have his Cyclone available. That first one as a defensive, but Needlework is slowing him down. We do have the other members of Watchdogs coming in here and having to blow that flash. We do have multiple ultimates used, however. Shadow Surge and Solar Flare now down for Watchdogs, and that's not exactly the best timing considering Baron is up in 15 seconds. But taking away the flash from from Wukong is also a pretty important tool, and the Cyclone as well.
Yeah, and Cyclone and Flash was taken out there, but again, GA just completed by Wukong, so this Wukong's gonna be relatively safe. Oh, they're engaging.
Aphelios now using, Yummi popping the final chapter to disengage. Wukong is going to go in here. Does look for the chase here, but Lee Sin going in, getting the kill onto the Aphelios. Aphelios now getting taken down by the Zeri. Zeri knocking him out. We do see the Emperor's Divide on the backline, but Vex using that Zhonya's to survive a little bit longer, gets the kill. But now Azir getting popped as well, and this Zeri just weaving in and out. Lee Sin falling to the Trundle, but Trundle is a bit low here. We do see Leona flashing away, gets the flash from the Trundle as well. We do see the Yummi healing so much, but Gwen and Zeri just healing a lot of damage here, and a shutdown going over to the Gwen, and the Gwen just getting a triple kill in the middle of that fight. They were so focused on the Zeri, so focused on the Vex that they missed out the other carries of Watchdogs.
I mean, do you remember a time when this Gwen was 0-4? Yeah, me too, honestly. But yeah, there it is, exactly what we talked about, the ability to scale. And if they don't win this in the early game, they still have the ability to just definitely, scale in the end. Yes, sure, KAIRU is playing Aphelios, and so is billow is playing Azir. They do definitely have the strong scaling picks there, but those strong scaling picks won't matter if your champions are getting picked off left and right by these insane engages. Honestly, these kicks have been insane. They have been amazing.
I see why we won MVP last.
This is no joke. This is actually incredible right now.
I mean, he knows. I mean, we've been singing Aphelios' praises throughout this whole game, and there's a reason why. This Aphelios has been the biggest threat on this Stray Wolves squad. He's been the one that's been turning the fight, that's been allowing Stray Wolves to get the team fight wins that they need. And what's the first thing that they do? They just pile onto him. We could see another steal here. Smite is still down. But look at how quickly this is melting compared to last time. There is going to be no response here. This is a Baron going out for free. Great sneak by Stray Wolves as a response, but Dragon is up. We could see a fight here. Baron buff does give them a few buffs here, and we could see, potentially a game-ending push. Depending on how this team fight goes, we will have to see. Dragon is now up. Oh, this is going to be very exciting.
I mean, they shouldn't try to take this because an ace here would definitely, yeah, as you said, game-ending push here. They should not try to fight this.
Ooh,
This
but
is
Trundle
just
caught
gonna be
getting that
Trundle.
CC chain like crazy, but Trundle stealing all those stats from Leona, and Leona now falling. We do see the Shadow Surge in the backline here. They could look for this, but Trundle, or sorry, Wukong onto the Zeri here, and get great kick, managing to get away. Wukong now sowing chaos in this fight. No Shadow Surge available for the Vex, but they are kiting this out like crazy. Great engage and stealing, taking out this this Lee Sin. Vex now on the defensive here. Gwen as well. Vex will she get taken out here, manages to blast cone to safety, but great root coming in. Azir is now here, could look for something here, but great stop from Zeri, and there's a trade. Great assist there, but at least that stops it. But we do see Trundle still alive, so I believe this is a dragon, putting Stray Wolves at soul point. A very messy fight, but you know, Watchdogs did manage to keep the losses to a minimum there.
Yeah, again, they shouldn't have taken that fight because, yeah, that would have been actually game-ending right there, especially with Dragon and, I mean, almost a fully built Aphelios there. That's going to be a big problem. Hex Drinker just completed as well.
He knows.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, he knows that that's the problem, and that's exactly where it was. And yeah, sure, Shadow Surge did land there, but with Hex Drinker there and everything,
1K
definitely would
autos.
not have one shot. So
1K,
yeah, look,
are you seeing this? 1K autos, bro.
yeah, this is exactly the power of late game Aphelios. This is those AD is increased and everything, and yeah, they shouldn't now have taken that fight. Sure, you get that catch off, but again, remind you that Zegion has subjugate and has the ability to make that steal the resistances of this Leona who did engage over at that fight. And if you look over at the runes of this Leona, it is what's this aftershock. So this is definitely an even tankier Leona after that engage. So definitely good idea for stealing that. Again, there's no big objectives here. Yes, they're not getting any big pushes up because of great wave management here, and of course mid lane having that inhibitor down. But again, I guess they said like, okay, good pick here, and in the end it was not, because again, KAIRU was just too far away for them to be to pick. And they have to understand, they win games when they win fights that KAIRU is not participating in. And if you saw in that last fight, Billow is starting to do damage. So now Stray Wolves, as I said, if Watchdogs does not close this out properly early, or at least 30-40 minutes, this is gonna be a hard time for Watchdogs to end, because Stray Wolves is just gonna keep scaling, and items are just gonna keep coming into the pockets of this Azir, who, mind you, already has 3 items completed. Sure, 4 items on the Vex, not much, but once this game ends, goes 40 minutes, this Azir is just gonna have the same amount of items eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we probably are going to see a fight here. They are looking for a push. Gwen is on the other side of the map, does have a teleport available, but of course, Cyclone can stop that from channeling all the way through. We do see the Trundle. The Trundle is spotted out here by the members of Watchdogs, but that does indeed also stop their push. This is nerve-wracking, because both of these teams know that this next fight will probably decide the game. Right?
Yeah.
Both of these teams are still pretty much on even footing, I would say. Both of these teams very much, depending on the team fight, could win, right? So we will have to see who ends up pulling it out at the end here. Both of these teams just looking for an engage here, trying to look for something. Shadow Surge now being cast here, does have that charge used. Oh, but Gwen engaging great needlework onto the Wukong. Wukong does have GA, but just getting melted by the Gwen. Gwen still has the Q available. Zeri is around now as well. Great second cast of Cyclone being used here, but Wukong have to flash away once again. Will he manage to escape? No, flashing forward is this Zeri, but Zeri now has no escape here. Great final chapter to lock her down, but Gwen moving forward for the Aphelios. Aphelios having to flash away. Vex, so much damage coming in, and that Trundle, even though he had the stats from Subjugate, just gets absolutely popped here. Aphelios is back to full health, however. They look for an engage. The Azir getting that great poke onto the Zeri, and they manage to ward them off from this base push. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, teanivia.
Emperor's Divide getting caught out here. So much damage from this Aphelios, and that was red-white. That's the lowest range possible on Aphelios, and he was still, getting that insane amount of damage. Could look for something here, but yeah, this is just okay.
It's just
Yummi Q does not let. Yeah, this Yummi has been healing this Aphelios like crazy, and
you know what's crazy? They haven't built. They have not one of them.
Is a heal on any person?
There's
2. Yummi and Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, but again, in the side of Watch Dogs, there's not a single
Yeah.
executioners or anti-healing item here against the Yumi, of all things. So that's actually very, very interesting. Meanwhile, if you look over at Stray Wolves, they have it on basically two core members that spreads it really easily as well.
Yeah.
Yumi has Chemtech Putrefier, and then Chempunk's Chainsword
Chainsword.
is on that Wukong with
Oh, Azir
oh
looking for the engagement.
oh wow.
Cancel out the Emperor's Divide, and they could look for the push here. Does have the teleport coming in from Gwen. Shadow Surge could go in here, going on to the Wukong. No fear available, but Wukong having to use that clone to get away. Great flash forward, going in with that Solar Flare, trying to get that. Oh, Zenith Blade just barely misses out. Yumi popping that Shirelius to give that movement speed as well, but they could look for a fight here. There is no Azir, so they know that there is no big team fight ultimate that could sow the seeds of chaos. Red-white Moonlight Vigil would be very, very dangerous, however, we will see. Now, they're on the defensive. Dragon is up. They could look to put themselves at soul point as well, and I believe that is what Watch Dogs are going to do, but a huge pick onto the Azir. This Vex has been playing like crazy, using that fear to cancel that Azir.
They're just gonna go to Baron, no? They're just gonna go to Baron, try to take this trade, but if they don't melt this fast enough, it is red-white. It is red-white. There is the ability to
red is
stack
low.
that.
And they have vision on this, so they could look for something here. No teleport is available, but Leona is already moving forward. Look at this. Leona is already here to try to stop something. I believe does have the Solar Flare available soon. Yumi getting some poke onto this, but it is getting melted. There is a jungler around here. We could look for the steal. No. Blue team secures it, but Vex going into Aphelios. Aphelios getting melted here, but has that stopwatch. Is going to survive a little bit longer, but Aphelios getting taken down by the Gwen. And now we see the Wukong falling and the Yumi falling as well, having a flash away. Azir is now back into the fight, but this is going to be a 2v5. We do see the rest of Watch Dogs still healthy. Lee Sin a little bit low here, but does have that innate lifesteal. Also has that Gore Drinker. Will we see the base defense, or is this the game-ending push for Watch Dogs?
I mean, this is definitely easy to defend here. They do have the Baron buffed up minions, but they could try to just look for this push.
The Gwen.
30 seconds.
She's just melting structures right now.
Yeah.
They could look for something here. Okay, they are pushing this, but does have that Baron. A lot of time on this. Gwen going forward onto this Trundle. Trundle trying to defend as much as possible. Great fear, and now they're going in onto the Trundle. Great pillar to stop the Lee Sin. Q from going. Kills. Azir manages to get 2 kills, 3 kills from poke there. Does have that stopwatch to survive a little bit longer. Gwen now trying to get this kill and does manage to kill the Azir. Is this enough? Aphelios is up soon. Yumi is up as well. They could look to take down the towers. First tower down, second tower down, and now it's the Nexus. Aphelios going in here. We do have Gwen is immune. Gwen is immune. Great needlework to slow this down a little bit longer. And just Gwen is immune. Watch Dogs pull the first win and maintain that undefeated status, taking down Stray Wolves.